Okay, today I wanted to push something out that I have always really enjoyed using, but haven't really ever talked about. Almost everyone has seen some version of an instant replay on stream, right? You know, where you can call back to some glorious or tragic moment that you don't believe was real unless you watch it twice. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up and build that out. And we'll even include a little bonus at the end to help make your replay look a little something like this. Jarvis replay. The first replay setup is a simple one and only requires you download a script and do a bit of setup. As always, I will walk you through everything and make it nice and easy. After that, I'm going to show you how I set up mine and made it look and behave the way it does, which is more advanced and requires a couple more plugins and a fair amount of setup. You may choose your own path. If you do decide to set up the advanced version of this, please follow along with the simple version's setup, as I will not be covering the steps in that a second time just for the advanced version. So, be warned. First things first, we need to install the Instant Replay Lua file, courtesy of Exceldro, the GOAT. The link is in the description below. And while you are at it, you might as well grab the Composite Blur plugin and the Move Transition installer if you don't already have and use either of those. The link for them is also in the description below. Move has options, and if you aren't sure where and how to install options, you can download the Windows installer zip, which will install the plugin for you, and it's a lot easier for people that have never manually installed a plugin before. Alternatively, I will show you how and where to install the plugin files right now as well. Once you have your Lua, yeah, I call LUA files Luas, suck it. Once you have your Lua file, open up your OBS install folder and go to Data, OBS Plugins, Front-End Tools, and finally, Scripts. You will drag and drop or copy and paste the Lua file into this location. If you are also installing the Move Transition plugin manually, you will go back to OBS plugins and drag and drop or copy and paste the Move Transition folder from inside the OBS plugins folder inside the download to this location. All right, that might be a little confusing. Let me word all of that a little differently. When you open the Move Transition download, there are two folders indicating the paths for each part of the install. So if you click to open the one named Data and then click to open the one named OBS Plugins, you will see the Move Transition folder. That is the folder you want to place inside of the OBS Plugins folder. After that, in the downloaded Move Transition file, click to open the OBS Plugins folder, then the 64 folder, and there are two files in there. Now, in your OBS installation folder, click and open the OBS Plugins tab, or folder. I'm so used to talking about tabs. Then the 64 folder, and copy and paste or drag and drop the two files from the download into this location. If that is at all confusing, please use the installer or go back and watch that part again 6, 7, 20 times. No, I'm kidding. You got this. I have faith in you. Seriously, I do, okay? God. Now that we have the required tools to make this work installed, we can open up OBS and get to setting our things up. Once you are inside OBS, create a new scene and name it Replay Nest. Inside of the Replay Nest, click the plus icon at the bottom and add a media source. Name it Replay. Leave the visibility on, and then at the top of OBS, where you see the tabs, there's one titled Tools. Open the Tools tab and go to where it says Scripts. At the bottom, there is a plus icon. Click that to add a new script, and if it doesn't automatically open right to your scripts location, just locate your OBS install, go to OBS plugins, front-end tools, scripts, and then add the instant replay Lua file. Once you've added the Lua script, click it to open up its properties, and then set the media source to replay. After that, we need to set up some hotkeys for controlling things. So click on Settings and go to Hotkeys, and then scroll down until you see Instant Replay and Replay Buffer. Set hotkeys for both of these, as Save Replay does just that and saves your replay, and the Instant Replay pulls the saved replay into the media source that you just added into your scene. After that, we need to click on the Output section of Settings and set our replay buffer up. So here, just enable your replay buffer by ticking the box, and then set the duration for your replay. I would suggest 25 seconds, but you can do whatever you want. So, do you? If you do not have Touch Portal, GOAT, or a Stream Deck mid, you can go to General and scroll down to Output to turn on Automatically Start Replay Buffer when streaming. That way, every time you start streaming, it'll automatically start the replay buffer, and it will just run the entire time you're streaming. Otherwise, if you have a controller like Touch Portal or Stream Deck, you can set up a trigger to start your replay buffer. As a matter of fact, if you use Streamer.Bot, which I hope you do because we're using it in this, you can set up a replay buffer toggle in there now. Sweet. So after you have the buffer set up, go to Advanced to set a prefix for your replay files. I chose to label my replays replay because I'm insane. And you may also choose to turn on overwrite if you don't want to keep every replay that you create. So if you only want to have one, and then the next time you create a replay, it'll overwrite it, that's how you do that. If you want to keep all of them so you can push them out to things like TikTok or YouTube as shorts, don't turn that on, because you'll only have one. There can be only one. Okay, click apply and then hit OK. Last thing you want to do in OBS for now is add your replay nest to your main gaming scene and scale it to whatever makes you happy. So it can cover the whole scene, or it can be on the side, or that's about it. Now that OBS is out of the way for now, we can move over to Streamer.Bot to set it up to run it. So decide whether you want to have replays be a channel point reward, something that you trigger by voice, or both, or maybe even events. For a tutorial on setting up voice commands, just click the link up here, I think. And it will take you to this really cool guy's voice control tutorial. Set up a channel point reward or voice command or event trigger for instant replay, as you're going to use these to trigger your instant replay once it's all set up. You can also add a test trigger in there for now by right-clicking, going to core, and selecting test. I'm not going to walk through the setup process for voice command triggers, channel point reward triggers, event triggers right now, because this video is already going to be quite long and there's a lot to cover. So I'm sorry. On the plus side, I cover all of those topics in other videos, So if you need help in that area, I know a guy. Oh yeah. All right, now in the Actions tab, add a new action and title it Instant Replays. Set the group name to anything you want that will keep you from losing it, and then turn on Always Run and click OK. To the right in the Triggers box, right-click and go to Core, Voice Control, Command to choose your voice command you set up, or right-click and go to Twitch, Channel Rewards, Reward Redemption, or go to Twitch, Chat, Cheer, or Bits, whatever it says. I can't remember off the top of my head, but whatever your trigger is, add that in this box. That's how we gonna do. Or set up all of them if you want, and you can have replays triggered by multiple events. In the sub-actions box below triggers, right-click, go to Core, hover over System, and click Keyboard Press. Set the key to whatever you set your hotkey for the Save Replay function to. If you use Alt or Control as modifiers in your hotkey, make sure to tick the boxes for those here as well, and then click OK. Then right-click and go to Core and select Delay, and set your delay to 300. Now duplicate your keyboard press and change the key to whatever you set your hotkey for in the instant replay. Again, be sure to tick any modifier boxes needed or untick them since you duplicated this action. Now duplicate the delay again and double-click it to change the duration to 1000, and then click OK. Next, right-click and go to OBS, hover over Sources, and then select Set Source Visibility State. The scene will be whatever your gameplay scene is called, and the source will be Replay Nest. And the state should be set to Visible, and then click OK. Duplicate your delay again and double-click it to change the duration to whatever your replay duration is minus a couple seconds. So if you chose to set your replay to 25 seconds, you would set this delay to about 23,000, and then hit OK. And then lastly, duplicate your source visibility sub-action and double-click it to change the state to hidden. And that's it. That's it. You now have instant replays set up that will make any great moment replayable for all to enjoy, or any tragic moment that you suffered replayable for all to enjoy except you. You'll be ashamed or sad, maybe even angry, but your community will love it. And that's the goal here, right? Yes, it is. That's the goal, I promise. All right. For those of you that are more interested in the advanced version of this, as seen in my demonstration at the beginning, you may now PayPal me $1,000. No? Okay, fine. I'll just walk you through it. Gosh. Settle down. All right, I am going forward assuming that you installed the Lua and the move transition and composite blur. I am also assuming you followed the simple setups tutorial because, well, you should have, as it makes this part a lot easier to record. Take it easy on me, please. All right, let's start. Starting with the Lua script, for the blurred second source that sits behind the main one, we need to add a second Lua script file. So copy and paste a second Lua file into the same location you put the first one in. In other words, repeat the same exact steps that we did at the beginning when you added the Lua file to OBS's install folder. Okay? And then add a number 2 behind it. So it should say instant replay space 2. Cool? Cool. Once you have that in there, you can go back into OBS and go to your replay nest and add another media source and name it background replay. And make sure it is placed below your first media source. And then adjust the scaling of your first replay so that it is smaller and sitting on top of the one you just added that we're going to blur. Then right-click your background replay and go to Filters, add a new filter, and from the list, select Composite Blur. Now go up to the top and click Tools, Scripts, and add that second Lewis script with the number 2 in, and then click on it after you add it in so you can see the properties box. Set the media source to background replay. Next, add an image source of any image you want to this scene over the top of everything. You want to make sure it covers the entire canvas. So just go to transform and set fit to screen or whatever. Crop it so that it covers your entire scene right now. We're just gonna use this as a placeholder and we're gonna delete it in a little bit. So go to your gameplay scene and make your replay nest source visible so you can see the image that you just added into the nest. Now resize it so that it is somewhat small and off to the side. I'd say about the size of your camera if you use one or whatever. You saw how big mine was? Go that route, okay? And then once you have it scaled how you want it, right-click on your gameplay scene and then go to Filters and add a Move Source filter and name it Replay Start Position. Set the source to Replay Nest, turn on Custom Duration and set it to 1000. Set the easing to Ease In and Out, turn on Transform, and click the Get Transform button, which will save your camera's current position to a value right there in that line. Okay, we good? Thumbs up. Now, without closing the filters window, resize your replay nest again so that it is a little bit bigger, and then add another Move Source filter, or even duplicate the one you already set up and then just name it Replay Position 1. And the source is again Replay Nest. The custom duration is again 1000. Change the end delay to 3000 and set easing to Ease In and Out. And then make sure Transform is turned on and click the Get Transform box to get your source's current position again and save it as a value in that line. Next, crop your source one more time so it fills your entire screen. All right? The entire canvas filled with your replay. Duplicate your move source one more time or add a new one and name it Replay Position 2. Source is, again, Replay Nest, duration 1000. Set the end delay to 17,000. Easing is set to ease in and out. Turn on Transform and click the Get Transform button to get your source's current position for the last time. Now scroll down to the bottom and where it says Next Move, select that and set it to replay start position. And then click on replay position 1 and scroll down to the same place and set next move to replay position 2. And you may now close the filters window. Now, right-click on your replay nest source inside of your gaming scene and go to Show Transition and change it to Fade with a duration of 1000. And then do the same thing for the Hide transition. Just select Fade and set it to 1000. Then open your settings and go to hotkeys again and scroll down to where your instant replay hotkey is and your save replay hotkey. Then there's gonna be a second instant replay hotkey available for that background replay that we just set up. Unfortunately, it has the same exact name. And then just set a hotkey for the second instant replay source that's different than the hotkeys for the other two. That way we can have Streamer.Bot control it as well. And then we can leave OBS again for now. Again, go back into Streamer.Bot and into your instant replays action sub-actions list and duplicate your keyboard press and duplicate your first delay for 300. Double-click the keyboard press and change the button to whatever you just set your second instant replays hotkey to. And make sure, once again, to select any modifiers that you are using, Alt, Control, whatever. Then drag your duplicated delay up below your second keyboard press and drag your newly created keyboard press up right underneath that. So right now in your sub-actions list, you should have a key press, a delay for 300, a key press, a delay for 300, and a key press, followed by a delay for 1000, and then your visibility toggles. Cool? I believe in you. All right, now right-click and go to OBS, hover over Scenes, and select Set Scene Filter State. Set the scene to your gameplay scene, the filter to replay position 1, and the state to visible. Now drag that up between your two visibility states. So you should have a source visibility state, a delay for 23,000 milliseconds, and then a filter state, and then your source visibility. Duplicate your delay for 23,000 milliseconds, and then double click it and change the duration to 17,000. And then place that between your source filter and your last source visibility state that toggles it to hidden. And then change the first delay for 23,000 to 4,000. All right. You can see all of it on my screen. You can copy all of that. I'll let it sit there for a minute. Actually, you know what? Just pause it. Just pause it and make sure your stuff matches my stuff, and you're golden. You're good to go. That's much easier than me just sitting here not talking for a bit. And that's it. Once you get that set up, you're done. If you added the test trigger, you can click test right now, and you can watch in OBS as your image moves. It should start small, expand one more time, and then contract and toggle itself invisible. And then you can go back to OBS and delete that image that you added in there. And then once you have a replay available, you will be able to actually watch the replay. So if you want, right now, you can start up the replay buffer, record yourself playing some gameplay. You can use your triggers, or you can set up a button on a stream controller, and you'll be able to watch your replay pop up and play. And then you can just get super hype because you get to show that to your community and just be like, yo! Every time you shoot somebody, or every time you get shot, or every time you get scared, or every time you say something stupid and everybody makes fun of you. Woo! That's it. Remember when I said that I would include a little something to help your replay look a little something like this? Well, I'm almost halfway to 500 subscribers here on YouTube. So if we can get me to that goal of 500 subscribers, I will make the first 10 people to comment, I want a cool replay design, a full layout, something like my own, including a border, your name, logo, a mask for your replay so it sits inside of the border like mine does. The whole works. I will design you an entire replay widget, or you can design it and come up with the idea and I will make it. The whole works, the whole kit and caboodle. Caboodle! And since we're talking about subscribers, if you found this video helpful and enjoyed it, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel, because I love you and only 7% of the people that are watching my videos are subscribed to my channel. It means a great deal to me as I'm trying to reach my goal of 1,000 subs this year, and I'm getting so close in my mind. If you have any questions for me about this or any of my other videos, you can always leave a comment. I reply almost immediately most days. Or if you are feeling up to it, you can join us over on Twitch, where we all like to make fun of me. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central. Thank you all so very much for watching. I truly hope at least some of you use this and find the information in this video helpful. Take care, stay safe, and I sincerely hope to see you in the next video. Peace. 36 minutes! Jesus! Oh, we gonna edit the crap out that one.